Dress right.
Why you have that?
Just because I want to document. It's a teaching moment.
What did you want to do with these?
Thank you, Sushi Mom.
A dress right.
A dress right?
If the posters is right, is that sufficient?
It only has 2 cents on it.
Right.
It would need a package rate.
No. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to skip the United States Post Office, the United States Postal Service, and I'm trying to use the General Post Office.
You're gonna need
I'm pretty sure the General Post Office is the United States Postal Service. What do you mean? General Post Office. The General Post Office was the state postal system and telecommunications carrier of the United Kingdom until 1969. Okay, so they're in the US, but they want to use the British postal system. Was the postal system in the United States originally called also the General Post Office? Like in, I don't know, the Constitution or something? General Post Office, the United States of America. General Post Office of the United States of America, 1774 to present time. General Post Office. Florida. Okay. MMO addicted with 10 bits. So after family dinner, my grandpa is short-circuiting over the Pope supporting gay shit. He literally did not mention the church the entire day, and he usually doesn't shut up about it. I owe the Pope a calm family dinner. Amazing. Is this going to be the Esquire contention all over again? I'm actually not sure what that is. Doon, 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 doon. I'm going to assume the General Post Office just means the post office and is probably an old-timey way of talking about the post office because it was the name of the post office in the UK. So the US probably adopted similar nomenclature, and over time we stopped calling it, General Post Office and are just calling it the post office. Which, that phrase has no meaning to me now that I've said it so many times in a row. That ever happened to you with the names? General Post Office, the Post Office, the Post Office, the Post Office, the Post Office. It's just sounds. It doesn't mean anything.
See, the United States Postal Service is a corporate entity.
No, it's not.
The statute of 1970 says that we can still send a mail for 2 cents up to half mailings. We'll see if it's true.
Yeah, come back when Jessica's here. She's not here right now.
I don't think they need to come back. I think that's my constitutional right.
I can't do anything about it.
Oh yeah, the living man being mad the lawyer called themselves Esquire because of the nomenclature relating back to British nobility. I do remember that. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking about it. Abby, my dudes with 30 bits. Hannah, I voted today. Good. Everyone vote. Everyone, please, be like Abby. Vote!
About it. I'm a window clerk here.
Okay. Is
You
there
need to talk to a manager.
supervisor here?
I said she'll be back. She's not here right
You
now.
work with the USPS, right? You don't work for the General Post Office?
You need to talk to a supervisor.
I would like to use the General Post Office.
New Monster voted yesterday. Hell yeah, good job.
I don't want to use USPS. I don't want to use...
Yeah, make sure if your state provides it, I'd imagine most do, if you do vote early or you vote by mail, rather, make sure you check up and make sure that it's, being accepted, you know what I mean? Make sure that you can track it if that's something that's available in your state to make sure that it gets counted.
I don't want to use the corporate entity. I want to mail through the General Post Office. Sir, possibly you can help me. I've got some really important information that needs to go out, and I'm kind of being held up right now. Can you take a look and tell me if you know about this? What I'm trying to do? I'm trying to skip the United States Postal Service and use the General Post Office.
Does the Constitution say something about a General Post Office? Because that's typically what sovereign citizens will pull from. They'll it's the kind of original textualism that would make Scalia blush. That's how I would describe a lot of sovereign citizens. So let me see. Constitution. Is this all on one page so I can control F? Okay, it's not there. Where are they getting the general post office thing? Very strange. Lucas Dawn says the Postal Reorganization Act of 1970 was a law passed by the United States Congress that abolished the then United States Post Office Department, which was a part of the cabinet, and created the United States Postal Service, a corporation-like independent agency with an official monopoly on the delivery of mail in the U.S. Okay, I get what you're saying. It's still a public entity, but it is probably a United States corporation, similar to like the FDIC or something, and that it operates in many ways like a corporation, but it is owned by the United States, not for profit, but for service. Sure.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The United States Postal Service is a corporate entity. So right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find somebody who knows how to do this.
MMO Addicted with 10 bits. Hannah, my oracle of all things Murican. Please explain why the actual fudge do you have to register to vote over there? That should be automatic. Here it is for national stuff, and then when you change your address, you get moved for local stuff automatically. I'm actually not sure. I don't know why you have to register to vote. I don't know why it's not like something that's done automatically. I don't know. The post office is literally never meant to make a profit. I agree. It's stupid. That's my least favorite kind of analysis on the post office, where people are like, oh my god, the post office has never made any money. Like, guys, holy fucking shit. The roads don't really make money either, nor does the police force or the fire department or schools. They're services. They're not a company. They're not supposed to make money. That's the opposite of the reason you have a governmental service. In the system that we have, that is capitalism, the government is supposed to step in and say, okay, here is a need that is not being met by the market for a variety of reasons, at least not met by the market reasonably. We should provide this service to our citizens via tax funding. Like, the post office, and I'll tell you, as someone who's used at FedEx and USPS for a variety of things, back in the day I used to be an eBay seller, so I'd use those, or I'd shop around all the time for like where I should, send stuff through. It is so much more expensive to go through like FedEx or UPS. If we allow them to dismantle the postal service, we're fucked in a lot of ways. It's going to be so much more difficult to ship things. Ambiguous Samus, thank you for subscribing. Ambiguous Samus, can't believe it's been 4 months already. Thanks for all your content. Thanks for being a viewer. Glad you enjoy it.
So I can get my mail out.
To disenfranchise those who cannot vote easily or who are less educated? Yeah, probably part of it.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
MMO Addicted, folks, I know the underlying reason, but they had to give an excuse to explain it, right? They can't just openly F y'all like that. I mean, they can. People get F'd all the time by their governments, by, their fellow citizens. It's kind of a key aspect of humanity.
Because this is some of the most important, probably the most important information that's going that y'all are sending out today.
The lady that's helping you right
nothing
here,
funny
she's
about
getting
the
to
tools of
somebody that knows.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
If either way, it's good information, right?
Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. The post office is only supposed to make sure everyone gets mail, no matter what canyon you live in, no matter how hard it is to get to you. It doesn't matter if it's live animals or 5,000 pounds of meat. The only thing they're supposed to do is get any mail anywhere. Right. It's an amazing service, and if we allow anyone, and by anyone I mean people on the right, currently Republicans, dismantle it, it'll be a travesty. It'll legit be the destruction of one of the greatest governmental programs. I'm gonna go PragerU John Doyle on this. One of the greatest governmental programs in the history of the United States. Nay, in the history of the world. Seriously, though, the United States Postal Office is kick-ass, okay? Like, it's amazing. And anyone who tries to get rid of it is an ass.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Thank you for your time.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
Daddy Sume with 10
capitalism.
bits, this is probably the most important information you guys are going to get sent out today. God damn, dude, your ego is super disgusting. My mail is the most important you will send today. Yeah, these people are ridiculous.
Sir, from my understanding, the way that it becomes a corporate entity, is if I abbreviate the state or if I add a zip code. In 1970, when Nixon put it through, that's how all that came to be. But they say 2 cents per half ounce is the General Post Office rate. We'll find out.
Okay, so he's trying to get cheaper postal rates that were applicable back in the day, a long time ago. The rates for postage have gone up over time because they try and keep up with inflation, because even though the post office doesn't make a profit, and it's not supposed to make a profit, it still has running expenses, and it's usually good to, keep it going. Actually, fun fact, the post office easily makes enough money to sustain all of its operations, except, what do you know, Republicans put a thing in place where they need to have their pensions fully funded for the next 70 years. So literally, they have to have pensions in place and ready for people who will be employees and are probably not even born yet. And because they have to keep that fully funded, a lot of the money that they get taken in has to be held for that stuff. So, yeah. The post office is self-funding. It's just been, again, it's basically gotten Nancy Kerrigan'd by the Republicans time and time again. They keep going back to whack it in the knee to try and stop it, even though it's one of the most efficient and well-run entities in the government. Towing24, is this a rare lefty sovereign citizen because he's bitching about shit the right put in place? I don't know. Sovereign citizens, they tend to lean libertarian or even right-wing, but a lot of them are pretty anti-authoritarian. Their definition of authoritarian is way too wide and encompasses things that are completely fine. So I don't know if it's as much a Republican-Democrat thing. I think a lot of sovereign citizens don't like any politicians for any reason. Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. They're scared the socialist post office will show Americans that the market isn't efficient. I think it's also just because a lot of them think they can make money, in postage. I'm sure for one thing, they're probably getting lobbied by US or by UPS and FedEx and places like them. But also, some of them might own shares in those companies, or they just see it as some philosophical belief that, oh, we shouldn't have this. There are private entities that could handle this. It's really stupid and disgusting, but people have some warped senses of morality.
You look like a total dummy, huh? What would the standard rate to be to mail those a piece? Yeah, so right now I'm sitting here debating $1.
Yeah, we can mail them, but
There's nothing
the
funny
other
about the
people on
tools
the
of
other end will
capitalism.
probably have to pay postage too.
Why would they have to pay postage too?
When the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. Wait, senators can own stock? Yes, of course they can. Did you not see the big scandal that happened? When senators were briefed on the coronavirus, multiple senators sold off a ton of their stock before the public was aware. They're basically using their congressional information as insider trading.
Because that's not enough postage.
Did you check the statutes?
The statutes. Let me go look at the statutes.
The supervisor's the one that's going to have to deal with that.
Okay, that's fine.
And she's not here right now.
But, okay,
And Scott can write down everything that you're saying.
if okay, is Scott a supervisor? How you doing?
Hey, I'm Scott.
So I'm under half an ounce, right? Okay.
Okay, what do we got going on?
I want to skip the United States Postal Service, and I want to go with the General Post Office.
Okay, we are the United States Postal Service.
Right, but I want to send this through the General Post Office.
The General Post Office that you were talking about doesn't exist because they reorganized into the post office that we know today.
Okay, let me get your name, phone number.
See, this is really, really important information. Probably the most important information you've sent out all day.
Have you heard of an email? If it's information, then you can just email that to whoever you want. Email's free. You can just do that. You can skip the post office altogether that way, too. Google will have your information, but other than that... Not Hannibal Lecter with 38 bits. Giving you my last bits. My internet is super laggy, so signing off. Have a good stream. Thank you. Hope your internet gets better.
And so you're kind of slowing me down. Is there anybody that
You're slowing yourself down. Let's make that clear.
you can call, a supervisor?
Our supervisor is at lunch.
But you got post office all United States post offices all over the country. Is there nobody you can jump chain or?
We're trying that in the back right now.
Okay.
But to get you on your way, so I can take these from you.
Oh no, it's okay. I'll stay and wait to see if how.
It's going to be about an hour.
Okay.
If you want to just.
I've got plenty of time.
Okay.
What do you mean you have plenty of time? You just said you're like in a hurry and this information is important, and all of a sudden, I'm not in a hurry. What?
Why? So you can mail these for 2 cents, just so I can go look it up.
Right.
So, because I'm still learning all the supervisory stuff, can you tell me, so just as a learning thing for me,
Right.
why you can mail it for 2 cents? Because I'm curious.
Because the United States Postal Service is a corporate entity that's a for profit.
Okay.
And so
Apollo 8192, did I mention how much I appreciate you rating us earlier? We raised $135 over our goal. That's nice. I'm glad.
through the Constitution, there's
This is just this dude's excuse to evangelize about the general post office. Oh, yeah. It's blatant. He's just trying to make a point, so he's wasting the time of all these post office employees like they don't have better things to do.
a statute put in that says that if you use a general post office, you can mail stuff up to half an ounce for 2 cents. Does that make sense? So
sort of, yeah.
So you're skipping what the government brought in to be an entity.
Yeah.
What the government brought in to be an entity. The post office, regardless of whether you call it the general post office or just the United States Post Office as a government entity. What? Yeah.
You know, a government for-profit entity, and you're going with the.
It's not for profit! It's not for profit! Who's making a profit with the United States Postal Service? Please, explain. There's no shareholders. There's no one at the top who's siphoning off profit. Everyone who works there is making money as employees, but like they're not making a profit. That's part of the running costs of the business. There's no founder or shareholders that are getting paid dividends or who can sell their stock for money. What are you talking about? It's a government entity that makes money to run itself.
Constitutional right. Using the
I got you.
the general post office.
The reason I ask is because, to the best of my knowledge,
Right.
we are that both sides of
Well,
that.
I mean, that's why I'm here
So
with
I don't
all this
super
because it's learning
Yeah,
for everybody.
yeah.
You know what
So-
I'm saying?
yeah,
It's all
so-
educational.
So I'll go ask Jessica about it real quick because she
Perfect.
just got back and she's
Thank you.
She's been here for 18 years. She's got the know.
Right. Thank
All
you very
right.
much. Hi, how are you?
Good. I can help you, but you will have to put your camera away
For what reason?
because you're not allowed to record it in a postal institute.
Oh, I am allowed to record in a
No,
postal
this is a
institute.
federal government institute.
That's right,
now.
capitalistic propaganda.
Yeah, you can be disallowed from filming inside of federal buildings. I don't know if you guys know that. I mean, if you're genuinely probably just like filming a video or something, like, oh, look, it's me and Bob, and we're at the post office. Hello, Instagram. I don't think they'll really care, but like, yeah, they can stop you from filming inside federal buildings. MMO addicted with 10 bits. Okay, people, I'm the a-hole. I ordered food. I put the app that my doorbell is broken and gave my number to be called. Guy called me at 1906. I was out the door at 1907, and he started cursing at me for taking so long. The F word may have been mentioned. I pocketed the change I was going to tip him and told him to F off. Jesus Christ. I just tell people, when I've done DoorDash, I just tell them leave it at the door. Just leave it at the door. The less human interaction, the better. I don't need it. Just leave it at the door. And they do. And it's great.
Right, but I'm in a public place.
You are in a federal building. That's not... It's public in the sense that it is... Oh, this is complicated. Okay. It's public in the sense that governmental entities are funded by taxes, right? It's a public entity. But when you're in a federal building, it's not necessarily public. Being out on the street is being in public. Being inside of a federal building isn't really being in public just because it's publicly owned, technically. Even then, it's not like... How do I put this? Like, my taxes go to fund the post office, but if I go into the post office, I can't just jump behind the counter and go hang out in the back, right? Like, we all collectively own the post office, but that doesn't mean individuals who don't work there can go and fuck around in it. You know what I mean? Same thing like with a courthouse. My city taxes go and helps the courthouse in my town. But I can't just go hang out. Actually, I think you can go watch cases, but like, what's a better example? But I can't, like, go behind the desks in the office, you know, and look at their computers and use them and stuff. Just because something is publicly funded does not mean you as an individual have the right to do whatever you want with and in them. MMO Addicted, they don't here for some reason. They refuse to do it. I'm not sure what... Oh, they don't do the drop off at the door? That sucks. Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. Excuse me, I demand to enter the FBI head office just because the FBI is a public entity. Try it. I'm sure that'll go really well. Wag Roads 13. The USPS is an ostensibly for-profit government-owned corporation. The U.S. Congress is basically the board of shareholders. No, not... no. No, they're not. That's a really bad way of describing the post office. Daddy Sume with 10 bits. I can hang out in the courtroom, but I can't go and enjoy the employee lounge. That's a good way to explain. Thank you, 74 Quinn 74 for saying looking good today. Appreciate it.
I am allowed to record, but okay.
I'm sorry. You can put your camera away and then we can help you. You're not allowed to record. So if you refuse to put the camera away, then I'll have to ask you to leave.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that I'm not allowed to record for educational purposes in a government...
Federal government
Right.
building, yes.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
You can turn it off.
Okay. It's off.
Okay. So what can I help you with?
Oh my
So I'm
god.
sending the postage out, and I'm trying to skip the United States Postal Service and use the General Post Office.
How does
which
this
is
go
two
on
entities
for as
operating
long
underneath
as it
this
does?
building.
Jesus
And
Christ.
statutes and chapter and everything are under there, and I'm sure that you've got supervisors that you can go contact, and they can.
I'm gonna skip ahead and see where we get.
And turn off your phone.
I'm in a federal place where I pay federal taxes to be here,
Doesn't matter.
and there's no rule. You might want to go ask your supervisor about that also, because while ago when I turned it off,
Cops and ask
you
you
can
to
call
leave.
your cop. You can call them. So can you tell me what's going on with my mail? Can you tell me what's going on with my mail?
So this mail piece is not correctly addressed. This is the manual in which
What do you mean it's
we
not correctly
follow,
addressed? Could you help me?
and it requires a zip code
Right.
per our manual, and
Okay.
it requires you to put proper postage on it per our manual.
Right.
So if you want to do that, we can
Who have
accept
you
your
checked
mail
with?
piece.
Who have you checked with?
This is the post.
Is he arguing that he doesn't need to put a zip code on a package? No, you need a zip code. It's one of the ways the machines that like sort mail read what's on it. It looks at the zip code. It's like, okay, this needs to go this way or this needs to go this way.
Postal.
These things aren't just like magic spells. We're not putting zip codes on letters and stuff for fun. They're there for a practical reason. It's not some nefarious plot. It's literally so the machines can read where the mail is supposed to go.
Domestic manual.
That's the USPS manual. I want to
And
go by
your
the.
manual is
I wanna
no
go by the-
longer qualified. This is the post
So,
office.
so there's no
manual.
there's no longer a general post office entity that works here also.
No.
That's here also.
No.
And you know that for a fact.
Yes.
So what you're doing
can
right now is-
follow our
So is
policy.
it because of the information on
No,
here?
it's because
is
of
it
the way
bigotry?
it's addressed.
Okay, what's wrong with the address?
And because it doesn't have proper
Could
postage.
you tell me about the address?
You do not have a zip code listed, which is required. And here's the documentation.
You want to know
I'm
something really
providing
sweet?
to you.
Everybody's been really, really nice except for you. You came out with a total attitude.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You came out with a
I
total
gave.
attitude.
Look, you've been an asshole, so that's why people are giving you an attitude. You're being a psycho. People are gonna, like, you don't, how do I, if you come in being an a-hole and wasting everyone's time with your psychotic sovereign citizen nonsense, you are not owed politeness from the people whose time you are wasting. You're just not. I know you think you're the bee's knees and you're just like the best person ever and you're super special and the world revolves around you, but it's not the case. You're wasting everyone's time. You're gonna get treated pretty poorly. Deal with it. Daddy Sume with 10 bits, you're incorrect, Hannah. Sovereign citizens literally talk about magic words and magic thinking. It's like the Mormon magic underwear. True, and it works about as well as the magic underwear. Emma addicted with 10 bits, Karen crossover. Nice 2 for 1.
You know the water.
By Karen, you mean the sovereign. Yeah, I get it.
Did you know the Earth is 71% water? Did you know that water doesn't bend or curve? It always finds its.
Oh no! Ah! Water doesn't bend! Why are we doing this now? Why? No! Nathan, was this you?
Level. Did you know that you can't find one real picture of Earth from
Sir,
space?
What the fuck?
Now, I'd like to speak to your supervisor.
Daddy Sume, double whammy. We got bingo. We got the goddamn unicorn.
I am
I'd
the
like to
lead
speak to the
supervisor.
postmaster.
I want to speak to the manager of Earth. We're gonna get to the bottom of this flat Earth thing.
Postmaster's not here right
Right.
now. This is the postal policy.
Okay.
So I can ask you to follow the policy
Right.
or now leave.
Okay. So to follow the policy, what will I have to do?
You're required to put proper postage on the mail piece and the
Could
zip
we look
code.
up? Could we look up the?
Oh my god, she's repeated this like 4 times. She's so much nicer and calmer than I would be. I'd be a terrible employee anywhere. I don't have time for these people. I don't have patience for these people. I don't even have pity for these people at this point. I just seethe. Nothing but hate. She just got flat smacked. Looks like someone hasn't been peeping the Gleason lately.
Chapter in the statute?
I did.
And
It's not valid.
How's it not valid?
It's no longer valid.
As of when?
I'm not
Morgalon 5, thank you for subscribing, sir. This is a post office. Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. Do you think the position manager of the universe would literally be talking to intergalactic Karens? Oh god. It's like Galactus, but with a Karen haircut. Hello? I'd like to speak to the manager, please. There's space COVID, and I'd like to not wear a mask in space.
gonna have to ask you to follow the policy.
No, you work for me.
Turn
You work
off
for
your
me.
phone
You work for
or
me.
leave.
I pay taxes. You work for me. You work for me.
That's my least favorite thing, too. I pay taxes. You work for me. I mean, she also pays taxes. So does that mean she's her own boss? Like, you, the individual, do not own or are not the employers of people who happen to make their money from the state via taxes. The public collectively pays these people. You as an individual have no special privilege because you happen to pay taxes like everybody else.
I don't work for you. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have you help me and tell me how to do this.
I hate when people say that too, like, "Oh, I pay taxes." Yeah, you're doing the bare minimum. Everyone does. You heard there are two things inevitable in life, death and taxes. You're doing one of those two things. You don't have to brag about it like it's special, weirdo.
I did.
Okay, when was this statute taken out? Can you tell me that?
It's
Just
not
because you don't like
valid.
the information that's on here doesn't mean that you can do
I said
that you
nothing
can
about
Wing the Ultimate Nug, oh, I work for you? Then fire me. Now what? I can't get help. I just got fired. Come back in 2 weeks.
your
discriminate against me.
information.
Okay.
Right?
Right, so what you're doing right now is you're keeping this mail. My father could be sick, and this could be going out to him just at the right time.
I'll accept it
And
with the proper postage
What if I don't
and
have
a
it?
proper
What if I don't
address.
have it anymore?
Then they sell stamps at the post office. It's kind of a big thing the post office does.
Well, so what you're telling me is nobody...
Stamps aren't expensive either. I have stamps. I have stamps in the other room. I don't even mail things often. It's just good to have around in case you need it.
else does that. Or is it just...
A lot of supermarkets sell stamps now, too. I think you can get stamps online, too. Like stamps.com or something. Not an ad. I know that was a thing for a while because I heard a bunch of ads about it.
It's just your post office that won't do this.
Nobody will do it. The proper policy is to follow this information that
Right.
I provided.
Right.
So you can follow it.
I had a stamp collection as a kid. It wasn't a good one. I wonder what happened to it.
You can address it properly. You
Right.
can put the postage on it, or you can leave.
Right. Okay. Did you know there's no real satellites in space? Did you know
That
why always
doesn't pertain.
Why is he non sequitur turning into flat Earth? That has nothing to do with this. Like, you take that crazy to a different governmental office.
To
It
any
does.
of this.
It does, because when you go in the postal service and you send stuff overseas, you don't go over across a curve.
Doesn't.
Post office is all about that.
Hell!
Do you want to leave now, sir?
Well, I'm trying to talk to somebody that can answer questions about when
This
was
goes on
statute
I
banned.
answered
For
the
so
What was
much
it?
longer.
I answered the questions of this is the policy.
Right?
Looks like
So
the
you
cops
can follow
get
the
called
postal
at the
policy
end.
or
So that's interesting.
Okay, I'm still trying to. I can't really see. I have terrible eyes. This right here is like the most faded. Have you talked to your postmaster?
Yes.
Have you talked to your supervisor? Is he telling you to do this?
Hey, you know, USPS, NASA, they have the same number of letters.
Who are you talking
Has your
about?
postmaster? You talked to him today?
This is the postal manual.
No, I'm
I'm
saying, have you
following
talked to
the
your
manual.
postmaster today? Have you-
I don't no one talks to people at the post office who just work the desk don't talk to the postmaster
There's nothing
general.
funny about the tools of capitalism.
What? Wag Roads 13 with 100 bits. I used to be a mail carrier. That is correct. Look it up. USPS is a government-owned corporation. Yeah, it's probably a United States corporation, like the FDIC. That's a thing. But that's
There's
different than a
nothing funny about the
private
tools of
corporation,
capitalism.
right? They're different things. United States corporations. Dun, 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 dun. Or what are they called? Are they called federal corporations? Federal corporation. There we go. Do 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 do. List of federal corporations. I know I've looked at this before on Sovereign Citizens. Here we go. DV Schilcher with 100 bits. Ha ha ha. My account is back. Victory. Pog. Whatever the kids say. Welcome back. Let me see. The Commodity Credit Corporation, Corporation for National Community Service, Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the Export-Import Bank of the United States, Farm Credit Banks, the FDIC, Federal Finance Bank, Federal Home Loan Banks. Let me see if
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Control F. Post. No, post office isn't one. So I guess I'm not sure what the post office is considered. USPS. Black Rabbit of Inley, thank you for subscribing with the 2-month streak. Aloha, and thanks for being awesome. I look forward to many more years of entertainment. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. The United States Postal Service is an independent agency of the executive branch of the United States of the federal government responsible for providing postal service in the United States, including its insular areas and associated states. It's one of the few governmental agencies explicitly authorized by the United States Constitution. So no, it's considered a branch of the executive of the United States. USPS traces its roots to 1775 during the Second Continental Congress. Ben Franklin was the first postmaster general. Passage of the Postal Service Act. It was elevated to a cabinet-level department in 1872 and was transformed by the Postal Reorganization Act of 1970 into the United States Postal Service as an independent agency. Since the early 80s, many direct tax subsidies to the USPS, with the exception of subsidies for costs associated with disabled and overseas voters, have been reduced or eliminated. Cool.
talked to your supervisor. He told you to tell me to leave
To follow the policy, yes.
Did you know when the sun sets into the water
That
that you can
doesn't
take a
pertain
telescope
to
and you can pull it back out of the... Okay.
I love this video.
Because I pay your...
This is everything I love to hate. We got a Karen. We got a sovereign citizen. We've got a flat earther, and they're all the same guy. I want to talk to this guy. Because this guy, I feel like he's almost the platonic ideal of everything I hate. And if I destroy him, maybe all the flat earthers and sovereign citizens will disappear from the world. Like when you kill the head vampire and all the other people with vampirism are cured. Maybe I need to do that.
Salary.
No, you don't. But
Okay,
it's fine that
Xandris, thank you for gifting a sub.
you feel that way.
Oh, because you're you work for profit, right? The United States Postal Service is for profit, right?
No, it's not.
No.
Okay, it's not a for profit. Okay. So my taxes pay your salary.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Okay, whose taxes pay your salary?
Actually, no, they don't. The United States Postal Service is basically self-funding. So I'm sure the salaries come out of the money that they make mailing stuff. Yeah, this guy's an idiot. And so am I for forgetting that. But yeah.
How does your salary get paid?
Sir, do you want to talk about the mail piece and how to mail it? Because I provided that information.
Is this guy your Joker? I don't think I'm good enough to be considered a Batman with a Joker. This is more like what's a D level hero. This is like whoever Booster Gold's main villain is, and I'm Booster Gold in this situation.
Right.
Now it's on you to address it properly and put the postage
There's
on it.
nothing funny about the
Captain
tools of
Underpants.
You know the only thing that's ever been in space is your imagination.
Would you like to leave now?
I'm trying to figure. I can't read this. I can't read that. Could you read it to me, please?
No, I can't. I provided it to you.
But what I'm saying is, I have terrible eyesight. I can even show you my records. I need glasses.
Postcard, I would
Right. Quit putting your hands on it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's get to the police part. Yes, please.
Law, you would follow the post office policy,
Can you,
which is
can you
this
show me that?
policy.
Can you show?
I'm not required to show you that.
Okay.
I've showed you my documentation
Right.
here, and now I'm asking you to.
I'm not dissing Booster Gold, but he is a D-list superhero. That's like part of his character. He wants to come from the future to be, oh, I'm gonna be the best, and then everyone's like, eh.
Either follow the policy,
But I can't read.
address
I can't
your
read it.
mail piece, or
Sir.
leave.
This is Hannah's Kite Man. Fuck yeah, Kite Man. Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. In order to get money to pay their pension, USPS has opened a fashion line to get more money. Can we look at the fashion line at some point? It's pretty amazing. Oh my god. Yeah.
You want to leave?
I'm trying to send mail.
Okay. If they ask you to leave, you need to leave.
And you
Right,
turn
but
on
I'm a
the phone
customer. I'm trying to figure out how to have my
federal-
constitution.
You're not a customer. You're a jackass who's making a fool of himself. Please leave.
What?
You're not allowed to record.
Okay.
They have
And
the
he
authority.
refuses
I'm allowed to
turn off his
record in a
phone,
federal
and
building.
Do you have an ID on you?
I don't need to show you my.
nothing funny about the tools
Am I being
of
detained or am I free to leave?
Captain Boomerang, maybe?
For what reason am I being detained?
Disturbance here and for trespass.
For causing a disturbance. I've got everything on film.
Okay, we're gonna need to see an ID on you. What name is he giving you?
Yeah, you are.
There's nothing funny about
I don't need to give a name. I have a constitutional right. For what?
Because he keeps coming
Why
back.
am I being detained?
We press charges for trespassing. I've asked him to leave several times.
Sir, please don't put your hands on me. So what you need is my ID.
We're gonna put your makeup.
So you're taking me to jail?
Identify yourself. Don't play those games with us.
I'm not playing a game. I got a constitutional right. And I haven't done nothing wrong. And if you tell me that I'm being detained, first you have to ask me to leave to be trespassed.
They've asked you to leave multiple times.
Okay, we're asking you to leave.
Okay, I'm leaving.
After you identify yourself.
Please don't put your. Please quit putting your hands on me. Please quit putting your hands on me. Okay. There's no reason for you to put your hands on me. For what reason? For what reason? What am I being arrested for? If I'm not arrested, I'm free to leave. If I'm not being detained, I'm free to leave. Ma'am, this is your fault. This is all because you want to give customer service. Okay? My wrist is turned around backwards on the cup. My wrist is spun.
This just keeps going, too. What the heck?
There's nothing. It's just a little camera, exactly. I have no weapons. You do not have the right to search me. You do not have the right to frisk me. This is my constitutional right. I do not give you rights to search and seizure. You do not have...
That's not how that works. Once you're in a situation like this and you've gotten into a tussle with the police, that's probable cause. They're arresting you. They're searching you for weapons. They're allowed to do that. That's not against your Fourth Amendment right.
The right. Please quit touching Please quit touching me that way. Please? Could you please call your sergeant? You're stepping on my mail. You're stepping on everything that I have.
I want to know what was in the mail. Was it even anything, or was it an empty box?
My things. If I'm not arrested, why am I being detained? No. Before you do anything, you got to tell me why I'm being detained.
So you understand the Constitution. I think you should learn some case law in the Constitution.
Okay.
You have the right to detain you in handcuffs.
No, you don't. You do not have the right to search me or anything unless I'm being detained. You do not have the right to...
The Fourth Amendment is not the police never have a right to search you ever. It's that you have the right against unreasonable search and seizure. Like, and I understand that there are many cases where the police do overstep those bounds and will maybe even manufacture probable cause, but in the case where you're actively, like, fighting the police and refusing to leave a building, and they're probably gonna arrest you, yeah, that probably breaches probable cause. They want to make sure you don't have any weapons on you. You're clearly a crazy person. You might attack them.
Okay. All right. You've got this coat.
Devious Chilster with 10 bits. His mail was a Renaissance painting of that one guy about crap his parents from the... Of that one guy about to crap his pants from the cringe stream. No! I want it so bad.
On me so tight with my wrist turned around the wrong way. I'm pulling my hands away. All these little dudes that have this little dude complex. Put their hands on me, man. Why is it always the little dudes that look for this ego? They're the cops. I was the one that protected y'all when you were getting bullied. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not identifying. Are you going to arrest me for not identifying myself? Please call your supervisor. Please.
Is your name Bill?
Please call your supervisor.
We're going to need to get you identified. That's
Please call your supervisor.
So
Please call your supervisor.
Can I just
No,
talk to you?
my wrist is being hurt right now, man.
Okay, what's wrong with this?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Oh, thanks. Thanks for fixing it while you got me handcuffed out and making a scene in front of something I've done nothing for.
Logarth with 10 bits. I feel bad for the guy in the way that something had to happen in his life for him to have grabbed so firmly to this belief that lets him have some feeling of control in the world. It's a sad symptom of the world and the society in which we live. Yeah, I talked about this the other day in regard to QAnon, and I think stuff like this is similar when you have, you know, your sovereign citizens and your flat earthers and stuff. A lot of these people who fall for the crazy stuff, profoundly lonely, isolated individuals who are looking for a community and find one with people who will accept them pretty much regardless of who they are. Again, it kind of depends on the group. But as far as, you know, Flat Earth isn't, like, racist as far as I know. QAnon, even that isn't really... How do I put this? QAnon is more concerned with your political affiliation than, like, who you are as a person or the color of your skin or how stupid you are. So they'll, I don't know. The unconditionally accepting communities as long as you adhere to whatever the thing is in that group, whether it's the QAnon, like, time travel, Satanist Democrats bullshit, or whether it's, you know, the Flat Earth thing. As long as you toe the line of the sort of pseudo-cult that you're in, you're part of the group, and you're in on a secret, and you all feel special, and, I don't know. Dangerous stuff. Sovereign citizens are male Karens. I mean, there are male Karens who aren't sovereign citizens, but yeah, there's a pretty big crossover.
Y'all creep up behind me.
QAnon is anti-Semitic, yes. That would be the... I was more talking about, like, white, black, Hispanic, but yeah, QAnon, whether people who follow it realize it or not, is pretty anti-Semitic and gets a lot of its stuff from some pretty antiquated, anti-Semitic propaganda wives' tales. Like, blood libel.
I'm not causing a disturbance. The only one causing a disturbance is y'all coming in and backing me up. No, I'm not going to stop yelling. There's nothing against law about yelling. There's not one thing that says I can't yell or have emotion. Disorderly conduct. Now you're filing a charge?
Are you going to identify yourself?
For what am I being detained for?
Trespassing and disturbing the peace.
In order to be trespassed, she has to tell me to leave.
They apparently
I
did.
left whenever you told me to. She was sitting there trying to take.
They came up, they said
Okay.
that they've asked you to leave several times.
Okay.
And that you're not leaving.
And for what reason were they telling me to leave?
causing a disturbance.
I was trying to cause. I was
They're
trying to mail.
employees
Okay.
of the post office.
All right.
They have the authority of the post office. They can
Okay.
ask you to leave.
They can ask me to do whatever
I've
they
seen
want to ask me
this.
to do. You can ask me to do whatever.
This like chart of conspiracies and how it can start small and get into other stuff. Can I zoom in on this? No matter how much I zoom, it doesn't really get bigger. It's a shame. But yeah, it starts out with like real stuff like MK Ultra, which was a real program, although it didn't actually, involve how do I put this? It did involve actual psychic abilities, but involved like the government trying and doing a bunch of unethical stuff, And then we have, the stuff like Epstein didn't kill himself, UFOs, Princess Diana, JFK assassinations, Area 51. Things that are like, I would even argue Epstein didn't kill himself would maybe be in the bottom one, but that's subjective. I understand. So it's like the idea that, there's some fun conspiracy theories or ones that are like at least interesting and most people can understand the interest, if not actually believe them. Then you cross the living reality line, or leaving reality line, and you end up in crop circus circles, Elvis lives, Avril Lavigne been replaced, Loch Ness Monster, alien abductions, mattress firm conspiracies. Then you wind up in science denial, and you have your anti-vaxxers, your global warming hoaxers, your 5Gs, chemtrails, and then the bottom one is, the anti-Semitic point of no return, where you have Pizzagate, QAnon, George Soros, New World Order. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I kind of wish it had been the opposite, though, to be like a funnel. Like maybe it starts with some of the more general stuff and it, but I'm not a graphic designer, so.
You want to ask me to do, but you're not supposed to put cuffs on me.
Mattress firm. Oh, there's a silly internet conspiracy theory. We've never covered it on Tinfoil Tuesday. I don't know if we ever will, because it's not taken very seriously by most people. But basically that mattress firm, because there are so many of these mattress stores everywhere, but people don't buy mattresses that often. So people are like, I just see them in there all day. There's no customers. They're just hanging out. How are these places keeping the lights on? So it started this conspiracy theory online that mattress firms are money laundering endeavors and for some sort of crime, and that they aren't there to sell you a mattress. They're there to launder money, basically. It's a fun conspiracy theory, but it is a conspiracy theory that isn't true nonetheless. Yeah. But the reason, by the way, in case you're curious, is because mattresses are the buildings are very low overhead. You just got to keep the lights on and buy your stock of mattresses, and mattresses are very profitable. People only buy one every 10 years, but like my mattress cost, how much was it, like $1,500 or something? Like, I bought a pretty nice, like, king-size mattress, in fairness, but like, when people do buy mattresses, they cost a lot of money, and people do buy mattresses, even if you only buy one every 10 years, there's enough people in a city that they're buying them pretty consistently, so, I don't know.
Without
I have an understanding of the law. Are you going to identify yourself?
Am I being detained?
Yes.
Am I being arrested?
Clearly.
Am I being arrested?
So here's the thing.
Please call your sergeant.
They called.
Please call your sergeant.
They called us.
Okay, I've got it all on video, so it's all about to go down.
I know, and we'd like to see that too, if you want to show it.
Right.
To us, so we can get an idea on what's going
I'm
on.
handcuffed right now, man.
So
But Wayfair took your baby. Honestly, and I spent a lot of money on the bed. I probably didn't need to. That was a point where I had more money than sense. That was when Jake and I were making the most money on the YouTube channel. You would not believe how much money we used to make. We make less now, but it's fine. I have a house. I'm happy. I don't need a bunch of extra money. I probably could have just bought a cheap mattress and bought like a memory foam mattress pad. Would have been just as good, but I bought like a big expensive memory foam bed. I really like it though. Dr. Gamble walked away for a sec. Is this still going? Yes, it is.
this is why you're in handcuffs. Is because you were refusing to identify yourself, and you were trying to.
You can handcuff me for refusing to identify myself?
We need to talk to you and identify you.
You need to go to a safe space is what you need to do. I'm missing eardrums, so I'm wobbly, okay? I'm missing an eardrum. I'm not trying to pull away from you.
Right. So
I'm missing an eardrum.
Oh yeah, I agree. If you're gonna spend money on, there's some things that make sense to spend decent money on, in my opinion. A mattress is one of them, because, you know, you're spending like a third of your life sleeping, or like half if you're me, because I feel like I'm part cat. I sleep way too long. You don't need to buy an expensive car, but at least a car that you are comfortable with and that runs well, so you're not getting repairs all the time. I'm not saying buy a new car. I'm saying buy a used car that's in decent shape.
Nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
And at least for me, this isn't going to apply to everyone, but I like having a phone that I really like, specifically because I use it constantly, both for work and for, you know, just hanging out and surfing the web. Vibrators, ropes, okay. Jesus Christ, Daddy Sume. Devious Jilster with 10 bits. You need to go to a safe space, says the dude who is freaking out because he couldn't trespass to the literal cop. Yup. Stellar Sea Cow with 10 bits. Have you ever heard of the conspiracy theory that Courtney Love is a CIA asset and she was brainwashed as part of the MK Ultra program to stop musicians who were too subversive for the mainstream getting too popular? If that were the case, they did a terrible job, because I'm pretty sure Kurt Cobain's death I'm not saying it's good that he died, but I am saying I think Kurt Cobain's death helped amplify the public perception of Nirvana, right, and their music. I'm not saying people still wouldn't, like, love Nirvana if Kurt Cobain was still alive today, but, you know, he probably would have put out a couple bad albums or something in the interim, and people were like, alright, you know, Nirvana, cool, but there's a weird thing in music where you have sort of the tortured artist martyr, and that propels the fame of a lot of dead celebrities. Antipodian Squid, people who sleep most of the day as much as possible unite. Yay, depression. Daddy Sumo with 10 bits, also never skimp out on porn. You want the good stuff, you gotta pay for the good fetish stuff. I can't say I've ever paid for pornography, but, you know, do you. It's better for the performers, honestly.
I'm deaf too, so how loud can I talk? How loud can a deaf dude talk? Fuck no, I'm pissed off.
I know you are. I can see that.
And you would never talk to me the way that you would, or put your hands on me the way you are right now, or these cuffs. Look at my fucking cuffs, man.
Relax.
He's so mad. He needs to calm down.
Look at my cuffs.
Daddy Sume, you do. Daddy Sume says, yes, I do pay for porn. Support your sex workers. I mean, yeah, I agree. I just, I don't want to talk about my porn habits, so I'm not going to. Argonian Bum, thank you for subscribing.
I don't have to apply to your rules. I do not have to apply as long. You work for me, dude. I pay your salary. You're my servant. You're.
Common misconception. The police, or anyone who's a federal employee that you happen to pay taxes, and some of those taxes might go to pay, you know, for whatever. They are not your servant. They are public servants, which does not mean they are the servants of every single individual in public. It means they serve the public at large. What they do, or at least ideally what the cops and other people who work for the government who are public servants should do, is do their job to the best of their abilities to serve the public as a whole, not individuals within that public necessarily. It seems like a weird distinction, but it matters, right? Like, that's why, like, this guy's crazy. Sure, he pays his taxes probably, and he might be an upstanding citizen otherwise, but once he starts trespassing and annoying other people and harassing them, he's no longer being benign to the public, and therefore the police need to step in to help protect the public from him. MMO Addicted with 10 bits, I mean especially yikes in the US. The police there serve themselves mostly. True. Logarth with 10 bits, as a furry, let me expound about also supporting adult content artists and animators. Right on. Daddy Sumo with 10 bits, the face on the femboy anarchist when they realize you just gave them a prostate or oh god. Why? Why are you having me read these things? I don't want to. I'm not reading it.
You're my fucking servant. No, you're my fucking servant.
Pro state. I get it.
Call the sergeant, please.
There's nothing funny about the
Oh, hey, the video continues from a body cam. Oh, we get to see what the guy looks like. That's great. Doom Smoothie, thanks for the bits. MMO addicted band daddy, eliminate my rivals. No, I need the rivalries, so you keep spending money on bits and subscriptions and stuff. I'm a war profiteer.
Meet him in there. Let's go talk to the RPs.
Tell me why I'm being detained. You're not pushing me in there right now.
Yeah, that tracks. Poor guy. He's got to have something wrong with him. Like, I'm not saying he's actually mentally ill necessarily, but he's probably a lonely guy, and this is something he feels is important and makes him feel important, and it's sad that it's come to that.
Okay, relax. What is going on with your hands here? We fixed this one.
Devious Chillster, that's literally what I imagined. Yeah.
I can fit
Fit it.
my whole finger in there.
Fit it. Show us.
I'm putting my finger in it right now.
Why do you have these cuffs in the first place?
Sir, have a seat.
I'm putting my finger in it right now. I want to clip that. That cop saying that. I don't know what I'd use that sound effect for, but I kind of like it as a sample. I'm putting my finger in it right now.
Okay.
Please call your sergeant. I don't need to have a seat.
You want your...
That guy's like 6'4", no wonder the cops are spooked.
I've got bad knees. I just had hip surgery, and I need to cram in that car right now.
Is it gonna really hurt?
I just had hip surgery. Did I tell you that?
Man. Well, I don't know.
I'm telling you. You don't ask me. You just come in here and throw me in cuffs. You didn't ask what she did in there. So every time somebody's got bad customer service, you just come in and throw somebody in fucking cuffs?
So you want to talk to a sergeant?
I want to talk to your fucking sergeant. That's right. Because.
Daddy Sume, I know what you can use it for, Hannah. Ooh woo. Jesus.
You're a little power-hungry dude. You put your hands on me and put cuffs on me a way that you shouldn't. And I'm deaf, all right? See my eardrum? Look behind my right ear. I don't have an eardrum over there. So tell me how loud I can
There's
talk.
nothing funny about the tools
You're
of
gonna show me in that car? Keep freaking out. You're gonna show me.
Devious Chillster. Oh, I'm sorry. We're totally gonna let you break the law without getting arrested because you just had surgery. Gee.
That car?
Just relax.
You said if I don't shut up, you're gonna shove me in that
There's
fucking
nothing
car?
funny about the tools
You better
of
call for
capitalism.
backup. You need way more than that to shove me in that fucking car. I promise you.
MMO addicted with 10 bits. Cops being spooked is an insane thing for me. Like, you get paid to take care of folks without using lethal force. You get trained for that. I won't really blame a civilian with a gun for shooting someone, assaulting them with a knife, but a police officer should disarm them. Yeah, the police are, kind of cowards relative to what they're supposed to be. Like, I get it. I'd be scared dealing with someone too, but, like, I'm not a cop. It's not my job. If you accept that job, then you need to accept a certain level of risk. And you can't just be, like, jumpy about everything.
That.
Is your name Bill?
No, my name's not Bill.
Okay.
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Daddy Sume, bonk, horny jail, no.
I'm just trying to talk to you, man.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Logarth with 10 bits. Imagine this guy was non-white and mouthing off like this to the cops. Yeah, probably wouldn't go well.
For me, I don't answer questions.
Do you know why? Do you understand why we're here?
Do you know that the more I'm in cuffs and right now my circulation is being cut off, the more you're going to be in trouble?
Do you
Do you
understand?
know you're about to be a movie star?
Yeah, okay. Do you know why we're here?
Why?
That's right,
Because
capitalistic
you were in
propaganda.
there trying to mail that they couldn't. They can't
Philly
mail
H,
it.
thank you for
And then She
following.
brought me out that piece of paper and I told her I couldn't see it. And I was trying to get her to explain to me why I couldn't.
Right.
And she doesn't know. What's that? Which piece of paper? That piece of paper right there. See that faded out thing in there in the door? I have. Who do you think you are?
I don't want to read your mail.
No, who do you think you are? You know, I stuck up for guys like you when I was in high school. I stuck up for the little dweebs that got picked on. Now you got the power and you want to like put your hands on people, piss on people, shove on people.
You started getting kind of mad at them.
Devious Chillster with 10 bits. The wildest conspiracy theory this guy believes in is that the cops would get in trouble for cutting off his circulation or airflow or lifespan, for that matter. True. Yeah, you can link a video, Apollo.
You want to bet? I'll bet you're about to learn a lesson. I'll bet y'all are all about to learn a lesson.
And then,
I'll bet you're about to learn a lesson. You're about to be fucking viral. You're about to be Now, I bet you wouldn't talk to me or touch me or anything like that if you had that fucking badge on. I bet you wouldn't. Standing out here in front of my town embarrassing me like this, man. I wonder why y'all get abused. Because guys like y'all get the good ones hurt. Y'all get the good ones hurt. You know that, don't you?
They let him go or they arrest him. Hey, they're arresting him. Okay. In fairness, I say A because on a base lizard brain level, it's kind of cathartic. But I don't think an arrest is going to help this guy, and I don't think it's going to help society at large. He honestly needs to see, like, a social worker, probably, or a therapist or something. He's definitely not in a good place, and being arrested is just going to stoke his victim complex, and he's going to be like, I was right, guys, I got arrested, you know? Hey, Sume, why are they letting this go on and not just taking him in? Yeah. Logarth, you need to get an icon for every time you go, true. I think there's already, isn't there already a true emote that Jake has or something? Antipodian Squid, just imagine this time as Judge is going to have when he gets to court, yeah. Yeah.
Run from it.
Very strange. Pretty depressing. Anyway, let's see what this link